After having moved to Porto and started to learn just how amazing and complex the world of port wine was, the most amazing discovery to me were the aged white ports. Just something I had never experienced before. I didn't even know they existed, and they are such a unique wine. And I don't think there is anything else that shows the incredible effects of small oak barrel aging on wine better than an age-indicated white port. It's just an amazing wine. Sophia, could you tell us about white ports and what sets them apart from tawnies, rubies, etc.?
The fact of being a white port is, at the beginning, the new thing. So many people don't even consider that we have white port. And a white port is always a result of different white grape varieties, all coming from the Douro Valley, all indigenous grape varieties. And it is that mixture that makes it so complex and so interesting. And about white ports, we must go back to history, explaining that these were the wines that people didn't value a lot. And what happened, they became like forgotten in the cellars. And now, and for some years now, that is also a reason why still so many people do not know a lot about white ports, is that when they were tasted, they were extremely fantastic. And just like you said, that complexity, that wow effect that we have while tasting them is what is now, the attraction, yes? And well, how do we produce the white ports? Exactly the same way we produce the red. So the grapes, they are stumped, fermentation starts. And at some point we stop the fermentation by the addition of a neutral spirit that is very high in alcohol and kills the yeasts. Then magic starts to happen. So aging in the wood will give that wine the flavors, the notes, the complexity that will develop throughout the years.
Let's start with a 10-year-old white. And I know you want to compare it with a colheita, so the 2014, because in fact they are more or less the same age, but they are so different.
Sophia, can you remind us what a colheita port is?
Of course. Colheita is the Portuguese word for the harvest, yeah, having the year of this colheita, having this harvest year 2014, that means that all the grapes that made this wine, they were picked in 2014. That will reveal in the glass characteristics that are specific for that year that we will try to find out. Yes, so colheita grapes only coming from that year, and we are expecting to fill that year from its climate characteristics, from the terroir, where the grapes are coming in the wine.
It's like a picture of the year.
It's like a picture, exactly.
So I'm going to start with the 10-year white. And if we look at the colheita, I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see. Colheita is in this hand. It's actually surprising for two wines that are quote unquote the same age. The colheita is a little bit more golden than the 10-year, which is a little more, has the tawny kind of effects to it, the age, as far as the color goes. But of course, this wine consists of older wines that have been in the barrel. One thing that I love about white ports is that all of the color you see when this wine goes into a barrel, when it's coming out of fermentation, it is a white wine. It is an absolute white wine. And then once time gets a hold of it, it begins to change and mature and become something very different.
What we can say about the whites is that they are lighter. Yes, we feel some lighter effect in our mouth. The acidity is higher than the reds. In this case, if we are comparing it with the Tawny style.
I think you can often find a little more character in Colheitas, and you can find unexpected things. Like for me, on the finish, there's this really nice spice to it.
Yeah.
And I recommend for people who haven't tried whites to start with at least a 10-year, because that's where the aging is really starting to take hold, really starting to change the experience. And I also recommend when they have the opportunity, if they're buying a 10-year-old white, to try to find a Colheita that's about a 10-year, and just so you can do a side-by-side comparison and see the differences. It's such a completely different experience. And I think as time goes by, the differences between a 20-year white and a 20-year Colheita, 30 and a 30 Colheita, it just gets broader and broader and broader.
And another thing to point out here is you don't need to know nothing about wine in order to have a joyful moment. The feelings, the moment, the passion that we feel, that is more than enough. We also have this role to discomplicate wine, yes? You don't need to know how to call them in order to know if you like it or not.
That's why she's here. You don't have to know anything, and that's one thing I always try to stress is I like wine a lot. I like port wine a lot, and I like to talk about it. I like to learn about it, but you can also just come and enjoy it. I think a place like this is like going to a museum versus seeing a painting online. I mean, it's just
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
just in store.
I'm going to show you a 30 years,
God.
if you don't mind.
Prepare.
And why a 30 year, Sophia?
Thank you.
And I choose the 30 year. The 30 is one of my favorites, I have to say. It's a very special wine with a very, very well balanced acidity. And I think you are going to agree with me. I hope so.
Wow.
É tão bom.
I like very much the aftertaste. Something like that.
It's funny because I thought it was going to be a bigger wine coming in. It's very subtle, and I was thinking, shouldn't this wine be a little bit bigger? And then it's like, boom, it hits you.
It's bomb in the finishing.
Yeah.
But it has the elegance of a white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it so much for this because it's a surprise. It's always a surprise.
And we're still feeling it.
Yeah.
It's still there. So we could be talking here for 5-10 minutes and you would be still here. Yeah, amazing. Good choice, Philippa.
Thank you.
What would be the oldest blend in a 30-year?
70
Okay.
years.
So you're dealing with a wine that has been aging for 70 or 80 years that still contains that incredible balance of the sweetness, of the acidity. So I would like to certainly thank both of you. I'd like to thank you for the hospitality. I'd like to thank you for showing up and helping out and being able to fact check anything I say. So, please put this place on your itinerary. I cannot recommend it highly enough.
It will be a pleasure to welcome all of you. And our doors are open whenever you want. Please come back.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks. So, cheers.
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 Saúde.
So,
Saúde. That means health.